Howdy world, this is the Choice Specs, coach of the Orlando Magikarps, bringing you NPA Season 3, Week 2 of the playoffs, with our battle against Kelly, aka Under the Radar, and the Maryland Torterrapins. Yeah, we have made it this far. I've made it further than I think most people thought, and this was a very tough match to prep for. Earlier this season, we were supposed to face Kelly, but life got in the way, and he forfeited the match, so this is pretty much how that match could have gone down. It's kind of a rematch for him to try and make up for that forfeit, but I had a very hard time prepping against this team, and I actually prepped way harder for Musharna and Alolan Persian, both of which he did not bring, and I did not prep nearly as hard as I should have for Lucario. And so yeah, let's just go ahead and jump in the battle and see how this goes down. We also had an error in the battle almost halfway through, or more than halfway through, so we had to reset everything up. And everything went according to plan except for a crit that happened to me, but it's okay, I let it slide. So, he leads with his Lizard, and I lead Aerodactyl. And I just go ahead and get up Stealth Rocks, because, you know, Charizard does not appreciate Stealth Rocks. And his Volt Switch doesn't knock me to Sash, but I'm Sashed anyways, just in case he did, because of my standard Suicide lead. He goes into Skarmory, and I put up Stealth Rocks. And so here I swap into Magneton, and I also realize I'm the wrong ability Magneton, which turns out it didn't matter because he is running Shed's Shell Skarmory, and I was supposed to be running Magnet Pull so I could keep this thing trapped and kill it. But he gets out of here, so I can't trap it. I go for a safe Thunderbolt, and of course he goes into Nidoqueen, which it does nothing. So, already not off to a great start here. I pull out of here and go into Buzz, expecting him to get rocks up, and I was debating if I wanted to get my own Defog off, clear the area of Spikes and Stealth Rock. And he hits me with a Toxic, which is unfortunate, but we can manage and work around it. I actually almost ran Lumberry instead of the Leftovers, but I decided against it. I go for Knockoff, getting rid of this guy's Shucca Berry, which is good, because I am running Earthquake on a couple of my moms. He goes for Ice Beam. I stayed in, not thinking he might swap out here, but nope, he stays in. I just go for another Knockoff. So that toxic damage isn't very fun, so I decide to swap out here, but as does he, and he goes into his Charizard, which I was fine with because I actually swapped into Mega Slowbro, which I kind of EV'd to kind of tank this thing. And not gonna lie, I do make some pretty poor plays with my Mega Slowbro here. I was very nervous going into this match, and nerves did get the best of me. I also overpredicted a lot of things. He does stay in here, and I believe this turn I just Mega Up and I click Scald, as he's going for the obvious Roost since he just lost 50% of his health. So he goes ahead and Roosts up here. Yep, I do hit him with the Scald. And I'm only doing about 35-40% there. So he gets out of here going into Jellicent, and I figured he might swap, or if he stays in, I can still whittle it down, so I went for a Toxic. No, I went for Scald this turn. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. So that's unfortunate. I do Water Absorb here. Oh no, when we recreated, I did go for Toxic, but I actually got the miss. But when we recreated it, I went for Scald, just so I didn't actually accidentally land the Toxic, because that wouldn't have been fair. But here, I go for Toxic into Skarmory, which does nothing, obviously. He swaps in knowing I'm doing Toxic. He gets his spikes back, our second layer of spikes up. I just go for Scald. Just trying to get some chip damage and hopefully I can get the burn, which I do not. He goes for Roost here. And once again, I just go for Scald. And lo and behold, once again, no burn. So he goes back into Jellicent. And once again, I'm just going to Scald and heal it right back up. And he goes for Taunt here, knowing I have the Toxic now, and obviously I can't Toxic. So now I'm forced to get out of here because I can't hit him with anything. The Scald was my only actually attacking move this week. And I go into Magneton, taking 2 layers of spikes and Stealth Rock damage on top of the Scald. Which, what do you know? He gets the burn, even in recreating it. He got the burn first time, and he got the burn in the recreation, so that's kind of funny how it all worked out pretty well for him. He gets out of here, going back Nidoqueen. I should have went for Flash Cannon. I over-predicted, and I was like, I think he can take it here and just take it, but nope, he saves him. I get no damage off again. And I believe I just sack off Magneton here. So I wasn't sure what his 4th move was yet. He hadn't revealed Earth Power, but now I know he has it. And Magneton goes down. Let me get a big fat red X on him. And I go into Gardevoir, and I chase Sheer Force, which I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Didn't really think of that, but after taking massive amounts of damage from spikes. But I have Sheer Force, so I'm like, if this thing stays in, it dies. But he does withdraw. Goes into the Jellicent. And I just went for the safe Psychic, which, with Sheer Force, it does a pretty good amount of damage, but not something he can't recover from. And because of Sheer Force, I can't get the special defense drop. So I wanted to see if he was going to recover or what he was going to try to do, so I did just stay in and click Psychic again. But yes, he does just go for recover, so now I'm forced pretty much to get out of here, because I'm doing less than 50%. I go into Buzz here. Rocks. Also, Spikes. I mean, Rock's doing a good chunk of damage in that Scald. Knowing I could take another Scald, or pretty much anything this wanted to do. I was afraid of the Taunt, but I'm pretty sure I'm faster, so I just went for a Roost. And he might be fearing the knockoff, but I just go for a Roost here. And he does go back into Nidoqueen. Not a whole lot I can do to Nidoqueen. So I just heal up. And I'm like, I need to try to bring in Dragonite, so I'm going to just go ahead and defog so I can keep my multi-scale. And then I was kicking myself here. I was kicking myself because he goes for Earth Power, predicting the swap. But I got rid of Spikes and Stealth Rock. And next turn here. Yeah, so now I'm pretty sure on this turn I swap into Dragonite. And I'm kicking myself for not running Weakness Policy, because I almost did, but I decided to run Lumberry because I figured Jellicent might try to Will-O-Wisp me and cripple me. But if I was running Weakness Policy, I'd be set up pretty good right about here. Because obviously I get hit with this Ice Beam, breaking my multi-scale, but it is all for naught, as I am not running it, but do get to get off the Earthquake and kill off the Earthquake. Really kicking myself for not bringing Weakness Policy. And this is where we disconnected the first time. He clicks Volt Switch, but he did not get a crit in the original one. But the crit didn't really matter because he goes into Charizard X, and Charizard X speeds me, although I could have predicted the Dragon Claw and swap into Gardevoir and maybe change the game up, but I was afraid of a Flare Blitz or anything else. So I just went from Extreme Speed to get some chip damage, and he go ahead and finished me off with a Dragon Claw. A crit that surely didn't matter. So I send in Slowbro, and here's once again where I make some bad plays. He roosts up, and I just quick Scald. No, do I Toxic here? No, yeah, that's where I Toxic. And I do land it, thankfully. So my plan here was to just kind of stall this thing out with the rest. But he does go for a Dragon Dance. And I think my play should have been just 2 Scalds in a row, and he would have died, I believe, after Toxic. And I thought he might actually swap out here, so I went for Toxic again. But yeah, that was a bad play on my part. I go ahead and get for the rest. Heal back up, because I am running Sleep Talk. And unfortunately, Sleep Talk does nothing for me, as I go for 2 Toxics in a row. And if I was smart, I should have swapped here into Gardevoir. I didn't. I was like, okay, just once again, in case he Flare Blitz, thinking of the prediction of the swap. But if I went into Gardevoir here, I would have took no damage, and then Charizard would have just died to Toxic, which I really wish I would have done, but can't take that back now, can I? So Charizard dies, Slowbro's Toxic, and it is 4 on 4, with a lot of our Pokemon in low health, but I just sack off Slowbro here, which probably was a bad play again. Like I said, I made some pretty bad plays here, but I let the nerves get the best of me. Oops, that's not what died. That's what died. But yeah, he goes into Lucario, and this is where I'm just like, I literally can't do anything. I was like, I don't know if he's special or physical Lucario yet, so that's why I said it Mandibuzz, and that's where I messed up. Because he is physical Lucario, which means I definitely cannot take a hit with Gardevoir, and obviously Aerodactyl. He's got Extreme Speed and or Bullet Punch. So things are not looking good. At this point, I just knew that I lost. And there wasn't really much I could do here. And so spoiler alert, there's no way I can pull this around. But yeah, now he just has Bullet Punch and can just Bullet Punch everything to death. Gardevoir can't do anything. I actually do have a chance to kill at this range, but obviously I can't take a Bullet Punch, especially at +2. And because of the priority, obviously I can't do anything with Aerodactyl either. And so we get a 4-0 in Week 2 of the playoffs, which is a little disappointing. Like I said, I feared this team a lot. I didn't prep very well for Lucario at all, because I was pretty sure Musharna and Alolan Cat just kind of rolled through my team, and I couldn't do anything. Parting Shot was very, very scary to me, and Musharna's bulk, not being able to even Toxic stall it to death because of its it being able to cure its own Toxics if you ran it, and so yeah, that's what I prepped for, and I just did bad prep, and I should have prepped harder for Lucario. That's pretty much what it comes down to, but I can't say anything. Kelly played amazingly. He pretty much knew he had the win condition, as soon as I lost Mega Slowbro and Dragonite. So, GG Kelly, it was very fun, and like I said, it was cool talking to you. That we hopped in a call whenever we recreated the battle, so we could watch the recording and go step by step, catching everything back up. Sorry for that DC. Like I said, we have no idea what happened there. It was my first DC of the season, his first DC of the season, and we were both still showing online, so that was weird. But once again, thank you, Kelly. I am rooting for you in Silver Division. Bring home that trophy. Really hope you do win. You're a fantastic battler. I think you are definitely one of the best, if not the best in the league. Chris Cobain also way up there, obviously. But I'm looking forward to these matches unroll. Everyone should go check out Kelly's. Links will be down in the description below. And go root for him in the playoffs. But once again, Jodor, NPA, everyone, thanks for having me. I was happy to be back. I did better than I expected. I'm pretty sure I did better than most of the analysts expected. And we're ending our, I think it's 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we're ending our 7 win streak with a 4-0 loss, unfortunately. But hopefully we will make the return next season. Karps will be back making a splash. Hopefully a bigger splash, maybe even a Z splash. But yeah, thanks Karps fan. This is the Choice Spec sign out. I will talk to y'all next season, hopefully. And also, since we are now out of the NPA, me and my coach Aileris. Also, a big thank you to my assistant coach Aileris, aka Ian, for helping me prep for all these matches, help me up with team ideas. And like, yeah, thanks to everyone in the PA for having me. But because we're out now, we'll be doing some series on YouTube now coming up. We're gonna do some doubles matches, some Little Cup stuff, maybe some Nuzlockes. So if any of y'all want to throw down in some doubles or Little Cup, hit us up. But yeah, we'll have that content coming out shortly. Thanks y'all. Good luck with the rest of the season, everyone that's still in there.